Another beautiful day in southern Ontario. Good morning, it's the Last Minute Laura show. Good morning, hello, 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 hello. Good morning, everybody, welcome back. Don't forget to click the like button. Heck yeah, Frida, good start to the morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope you're having a wonderful morning so far. Welcome. For those of you who are new, I'm Laura. This is the Last Minute Laura morning show. We get together every single morning. We have our tea. We plan our day. Sometimes I show you some plants. Sometimes I show you some animals. It kind of depends on the vibe. So this morning I don't have any animals to show you, but I do have some plants, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of crochet and giving you some chit chats along the way. So definitely subscribe if you're new. Don't forget to like the video. I was going to say don't forget to like the button. Don't forget to click the like button down in this sort of a region. It's helpful for the channel. It really does make a difference. And we're almost at 37,000. We might actually be there already. Let me have a look-see. A little look-see daisy. 36,934. So today we're probably going to hit 37,000 subscribers, which is crazy. So if you can subscribe, you can join, and you can help hit that 37,000. And if you're already subscribed, you can like it so more people see it, so we have a higher chance of hitting that 37,000. So good morning. Let me say hello to whoever is here in the chat with me this morning. Candace, good morning. Nice to see you this morning. I saw your comment and it made me smile on the videos. You commented on a few of them. The one where you were talking about our first meetup, it made me laugh. I liked it. I haven't replied yet. Good morning, Sarah. Nice to see you. Hi, Dina. Good morning. Lori, good morning. Nice to see you. Sunshine. Nathan, good morning. Nice to see you as well. Amanda, good morning. Hi. And Dave, good morning. Hey, y'all. Good morning, Dave. Dina, good morning. Laura, Alex, Thunder, and CJ. CJ is off causing trouble. Thunder is decidedly on the floor, even though his dog bed is right beside him. He's eaten a whole bunch of lettuce this morning because he was out with me while I was collecting greens for the chicken, so he's already had a nice snack. Don't worry, I'll give you Candace's tooth treat in just a minute, okay? You want your treat now? I haven't even said hi to everyone yet. You be patient. Frida, good morning. Nice to see you, Frida. Glad you're here. Yes, support the lovely Laura. Yes, please. And who else is here? Sid, good morning, Sid. Nice to see you. And hello, Claire. Good morning. And other Nancy. Good morning, Nancy Schroeder. Like Schroeder. Who's Miss Schroeder? Ooh, in Boardwalk Empire, the main lady is Schroeder. Fun. Anyway, like Schrodinger's cat. Good morning. Welcome. Sorry, Lori, I missed you. Oh, well, Lori, I didn't miss you, so I'll, on behalf of Candace and I, good morning. So don't forget to like the video. I see there's a few more of us in the video chat or in the video than have hit the like, so don't forget to like. And for liking the video, you received something, actually. And today what you received is a little moment with Thunder doing a couple of tricks for you. Thunder, you gonna do some tricks for everybody? People liked the video, so you have to do a couple of tricks, okay? I'm gonna break up your little tooth tree. Oh, you're still very excited. Okay, Thunder, ready? No, I didn't say that yet. Sit. Come here. No, you can't just start doing the tricks. Speak. Speak. Good boy. Stick them up. Stick them up. No, you gotta come here. Stick them up. No, that's turn around. Up. Up. Still turning around. Up. There. Bang. Oh, he got hit. Good boy. Oh, it's a little bit much for him to eat all at once. Here, you can have both. We'll do tricks after, okay? I'll put that down so you don't have to rush. Anyway, there's your gift for hitting the like button, is you get a little trick from Thunder. In addition, we've got something else today. I'm trying to like find the right place for my chair so that you can see Thunder and me, because everybody wants to be able to see you, you little twerp. How about if we put you under there? That might make you a little bit better in terms of the direction. Then I can sit down without covering you. Oh, perfect. Just perfect. Anyway, I love the dark blue, light blue detail on your dress. Thank you. Your wardrobe is awesome. Thank you. This is a hand-me-down from my older sister because she has good taste in clothing. So and it fits, and I don't have to wear anything with it. I could just throw it on and it's an outfit, which is like the goal in life, is to just put something on and have it be a whole outfit. So that's where we're at today. That's the kind of heat we're in. A whole outfit needs to be one piece of clothing. So something else I finished my vest this morning, really, and I wore it to the grocery store. That's awesome, Lori. I've not finished my vest yet. But did you already put a hood on it as well? Or did you finish the vest and then the hood is going to be an additional project? Because if you finished the hood already, that's crazy fast. Love the butt wiggles. Isn't he cute? Well, well done, Lori. Lori's done her vest already. Jeez, you do rock. Totally, Candace. Okay, so I have one other thing to show you guys this morning, something I was really excited about. I repotted it yesterday? The day before yesterday. I think I did it the day before yesterday. But I have my Swiss cheese plant, Jenna, up here, and Jenna almost died when I got that plant. Like, she the plant. Jenna from now on is referring to the plant, not Jenna in the chat. Just not from now on, but for this conversation. So Jenna the plant was almost dead. If you guys remember when I got her, there was some illness that started taking over. Well, I took all the plants out of the dirt they were in, I cut all the roots off, and I put them into a cup of water. A wiggle means he's happy, yes. Or like demanding, like it's like almost he's anxious, he's so excited, you know what I mean? He is a talented boy, Dina. But anyway, this plant was not doing well, so I took it out of the dirt it came in, I cut all of the roots off, and I put the little sticks in water until they re-rooted, then I repotted them, and there were the roots, like just the root piece was like 1 inch long with some roots. I trimmed all the roots down to like 1 inch, so all it was a little piece of stick about 1 inch wide with about 1 inch of roots. Everything else had been cut off, and I put that into a terrarium, and I was like, I mean, if it doesn't live, it'll just make food for the other plants, and if it does, then look, I have a whole new Swiss cheese plant that came out of a stick. Like, it literally was like this big, and it just looked like a piece of stem with like a couple of nubs of root, but I cut them all down. And now the first leaf that came up was just a regular little leaf, and I was like, that's a weird looking pothos leaf. And then the second leaf that came out had holes in it, and so did the third leaf. So now we've got a second of this type of plant growing. I have a third one in one of my terrariums that I haven't seen yet, but doesn't mean it's not coming. So I'm very happy about that. It's gonna be very carefully watched over because I want this one to grow like a vine. I want to like get it to climb up something. So this is my new baby, unnamed at this point, baby cheese plant right now. But I love this plant already. It's very pretty and I'm very happy about it. Good morning, Elsie, nice to see you. And wow, Lori, that's awesome, isn't it, Abigail? Good morning, Abigail, by the way. Dave, I'm really struggling with keeping my plants healthy. I either give them too much or too little water, too much or too little sunlight. It's like a tightrope walking after some plants sometimes. It's true, honestly. I'm really better now about not overwatering. I used to be really bad with overwatering, like all my plants were struggling because I was drowning them. I found as soon as the weather warmed up, and the humidity started going up really high inside of the house, I stopped overwatering. I found that I was doing much better because I was distracted by stuff that's outside. Something else I did on the weekend that was ill-advised, that I will not advise anyone to do, is trying to repot a begonia. Because this begonia, baby Maddie, was getting so big that I was like, well, I should repot the plant. But unfortunately, if the soil is even moderately too wet, the leaves just disconnect. They're just like wet and rotted. So all these leaves are just coming right off. And the reason I repotted it was because the plant was so big, and now all that's left of the plant is the roots. So I'm gonna have to, I think, pull it out of here. I think it's too wet, which is such a bummer. Look at all these leaves. So once I pull off all the ones that are not even attached to the plant anymore, they've just like water rotted off. Oh my God, it's literally every leaf except 3 leaves. Oh, 2 leaves, my mistake. Are you strong enough? Are you gonna rot off? Oh, you're okay and you're okay. Look, I repotted Maddie the baby begonia because there were so many large leaves on it. Now there are 2 leaves on the whole plant. It's such a heartbreak, honestly. It's a real bummer. I'm gonna have to repot it again today, but in dry soil, because I know they like dry soil, but I was like, I'm repotting it, so I feel like it should have wet soil, like for a repot. I guess not. Overdid it. But anyway, now I have a bunch of leaves, so I'm just gonna grab my scissors and I'm gonna put them into water, see if I can get them to root as cuttings, because it's like heartbreaking to kill a plant. So bummer. It was repotted because it got so big. Excuse me, CJ. I need a pair of scissors. What's the matter with these scissors? Good morning. So anyway, that was my big bummer, was Maddie the begonia is now small again. Oh no, what happened to the baby begonia? Maddie, I gave it too much water. Begonias do not like to be overwatered, and if you overwater them, you end up rotting the leaves because they're so delicate. So now I have to cut all of the leaves from where the rot is, but like a little bit up, and I'm gonna put them into a cup of water and hope that I can root them. They'll probably root. They're fairly like resilient rooters. And then hopefully I'll have a whole bunch of little baby begonia plants. It's just such a disappointment because I was only repotted, like I didn't even need to repot it. I was just doing it because I was like, oh, it'll help it grow bigger faster because it doesn't have a lot of space to grow anymore. So sad. Sorry, Katina. Oh, what happened? And good morning, Katina. Sorry I'm late, my 20. Oh no. Oh no, gallbladder removed. That sucks. That's awful. Sorry, Katina. But from my experience, she will feel better with it gone, wishing for a speedy recovery. I have no experience, but also wishing her a speedy recovery, and I hope that it will stop whatever pain it was bringing. I hope that getting it removed will get rid of it. Don't touch that. Don't you touch it. It's my begonia leaf. So anyway, this is my bummer of the week, was that I almost killed a begonia by drowning it. Note to self, begonias do not like to have too much water in like a serious way. I know Dave was just like, my problem is I either overwater them or underwater them. I'm like, I'm an expert, except for in the case of this begonia where I've basically murdered it, which is a bummer because you can't get them anymore right now. Like all of the begonias, they come out at that one time of year. I think it's a conspiracy. And by conspiracy, I mean a business plan that greenhouses and garden centers, they only buy certain plants at certain times of year so that you have to buy them. For example, these begonias are only available in the late winter, or my oxalis, they only sell shamrock clover plants around St. Patrick's Day, but like I love them all year long. So what am I supposed to do? You have to buy them at St. Patrick's Day and like keep them. So this begonia is kind of the same situation. I can't just go and buy a new one and replace it, which is crappy because I pretty much killed it. I didn't. I have lots of baby plants inside of terrariums, but unfortunately, the big one, the mother plant, which it was baby begonia, right, Maddie? That's why we named it after you, because you're the baby of the family. But baby begonia is now a baby begonia again, as opposed to having like, oh, full nice leaves. I was so happy with that plant. Oh well. New Zealand, Australian. Let's go with New Zealand. Yeah, I almost said Aussie. I'm a Kiwi. No, I'm Canadian. Little Miss Canada over here with my Canadian accent. I don't know what accent I was just doing there, but you know. Anyway. Frida Ola went and donated the gazillion books we sorted out. Yay, now they don't take up half the living room floor anymore. And the new sofa can fit. That's awesome. And more room for new books. So that's always good. Almost 40,000 subs. It's true, Maddie, we're almost there. We're almost at 37. Is the chat open? The chat is indeed open, Epsy. Good morning and welcome. I think it's open to everybody, right? I mean, as long as you're not gonna come in here and like spew any crazy or hate, then yeah, it's welcome to everybody. Where are you from, Epsy? And Dave, hello everyone I missed. Thinking of you, Katina, and daughter and family. That's sweet. Do the leaves on any plants ever get a bit lumpy with a few bumps across them? Only my begonia fedor, but it has like spikes on the leaves intentionally, like bred into it. Otherwise, bumps on the leaves, if you can give me more of a description of what you mean by bumps on the leaves, maybe I can give you more vibe on it. Lori, I'm so annoyed. Why? Someone dumped a big aquarium on my street and I called the Department of Public Works and had to hear about how short-staffed they are. So someone will smash it soon enough. That's irritating. Someone dumped a big aquarium on your street though. Like how big? Is it big enough to get it home? Literally every time I've come across an aquarium that is, hey, what are you doing? Don't you be sniffing that. Come over. He sits down. Anytime I find an aquarium on the road, which has now been 4 times, I have 2 big fish bowls, a square aquarium, and a like big one. I take them home because I put plants in them and then I end up putting spiders in them. In one right now I have a baby frog, a baby toad. I replaced Alex's terrarium downstairs because I had taken it away to remove some of the plants. I needed the duckweed from the little pond inside his aquarium. I built Alex an aquarium that has a pond inside. Anyway, I had to take out the aquarium plants because I needed them for another project, and then I made him a brand new terrarium in the same box, or same container, but he now has a little green space on his desk, so it's like about that big and that tall. It's like a, you know what it actually is? I think it's a cake pan, not a cake pan, a cake, it's like something you would deliver a cake in. Like it has a clear plastic dome lid and then like a plastic thing underneath, but the thing underneath is like it's about that deep. So I could put a little bit of rocks and water stuff in there. Difficult to understand accent. Oh, I'm sorry. Hello, oh, Deutschland. Oh, welcome, Epsy. From Germany. Sorry that I'm unable to be understood. Sorry that my accent makes it difficult to understand me. I also speak quickly and I also speak improperly often. So apologies. Hopefully, if you need me to clarify something, I can clarify. What's the best plant for depression? In my opinion, the best plant for depression is whatever plant makes you smile when you see it in the store. For me, that means every plant. But if I was going to say, if you have no idea about plants, the best plant for depression, I would say probably a pothos. They grow so fast that you get to see a new leaf all the time. Oh, sorry, I just went back up. I'm depressed. Please help with depression. Oh, plants help with depression. Plants are therapeutic. Indeed, they are. And I'm sorry you're depressed. Hopefully you can find solutions to help. Your therapist quit on you. Jeez Louise. That's not great. My therapist just stopped doing in-person stuff because of the world being on fire. Well, then, can you grow one of those in Germany? If you can grow one of those in Germany, do that. If you can't, then grow a pothos or a wandering Jew or oxalis or a Christmas cactus. Those are my favorites. Pothos, wandering Jew, oxalis, Christmas cactus. I would say those are the 4 tops for me. And Dave, I had a friend who grew some window plants out of Rumpelstiltskin shoes. I couldn't work out whether it was beautiful or a bit creepy. What are Rumpelstiltskin shoes, first of all? Epsy, you're getting a little bit deep for our first chat. Are you a troll or are you legit? Because it's a little bit, you're bringing in a lot of heavy stuff for the first time you've ever talked to any of us. Okay, I think that maybe Epsy is a troll because this is getting a little dramatic. Sid, so yesterday I spent most of the day gluing up handmade boxes I started over a year ago. That's about half done. Today is chore day. Washing my linen sheets to finally use them. That's awesome, Sid. Currently putting away my long abandoned snake whip project before I clean all the dust out of the corner later. I agree, Frida. I think it seems a bit trolly. Yeah, I think so too, Frida. Putting away my long abandoned snake whip project. What's a snake whip project? Are you making a whip that looks like a snake, Sid? Thank you. I think that's probably just easier. Oh, as long, thin, pointy shoes. Rumpelstiltskin shoes. Interesting. I don't know. I feel like I have the same feeling as you then, Dave. Is it cool, tacky, or creepy? I guess it depends on the beautification of the rest of their place of living. You know what I'm saying? Like, if they've got like a cute German cottage style house, and they've got like Rumpelstiltskin shoes in the window growing flowers, and they've got I don't know, window coverings that have like plants on them. Okay, fine. But if it's like I guess if it's the only weird thing they have, that's cool. Or if their whole situation is weird, then it's cool. I think if it's like, hi. Also, I guess if it seems, see what I mean by a bit creepy? Yeah, it's just a little weird. It's like a little bit where you're like, that's interesting that that's what you wanted to put your flowers in. But that being said, what else are you going to do with wooden Rumpelstiltskin shoes? What if she saw them or he saw them, come here, at like a thrift store or a church sale or something like that, but didn't know what to do with them and then decided, well, I want to do something with them, I guess I'll do this. It's a type of whip. No hard material in the handle. A rigid handle makes it a bullwhip. Ah! I've got into Nick's whip shop videos and they make fun braiding projects. That's cool, Sid. Is it leather? A rigid handle makes it a bullwhip. So a snake whip is just a whole... Oh, the drama. I know. You have such a hard life. Such a hard life, huh? My little beans? Yeah. Sorry, he did a big sigh. I see what you mean. No, it didn't really go, but I see what you mean. Well, not... I wouldn't say tacky. What about eclectic? Well, that's a good point. I guess better to grow plants out of shoes than to throw them away, recycle and give more oxygen at the same point. Totally. Plus, wood is eventually going to decompose anyway, so you can eventually bury those shoes inside of the ground, and then maybe they'll like mummify or fossilize, and then they'll find fossils of weird Rumpelstiltskin shoes, and they'll be like, what were these used for? Perhaps for religious ceremonies. Maybe they were used for specific types of dance. I love the idea of like future humans finding our weird items that we know what they're for and trying to figure out what we use them for. I mean, it's probably harder to hope that they won't have any idea, because if the internet is still around in 500 years, will it be though? The internet's only been around, you know, not that long right now. So then I wonder, gutted paracord. I reused the guts though, don't worry. Oh, well, I was worried, Sid. I wasn't worried. Amber, good morning. Nice to see you. Amanda, this is random, but I miss going to the thrift store. It's not random, Amanda. I absolutely miss going to the thrift store. That's where I used to get all my plant pots and all of my like knickknacks, just like my fun things. I will say I've probably saved money. Dave, I love it. Future artifacts. I like it. I like the idea of future artifacts. I like the idea that if the internet wasn't around, or if it isn't around in 500 years or 1,000 years or 3,000 years, that they'll dig up something that belonged to me that I know what it's for. Like, for me, this is my yarn bowl. But will someone come and be like, oh no, perhaps this was the chin washing bowl. Perhaps the people from the past used this as a food bowl. It has a mouth spot for it. Or perhaps this is a urinal on the go for men. Or perhaps it is the ear cleaning bowl. Like, they could come up with any option of what it could be. And I love that. I love the idea of having somebody try and figure out what things were used for when you don't already know. I think it's very fun. Some internet will probably be around, but it evolves quickly. Some sort of something should be around, right? You can try the mineral water, but it's gross. Hold on. Laura, when you lived in England, west of London, did you ever visit Bath? See how Georgian discovered those Roman ruins? Astonishing. You can try the mineral water, but it's gross and eggy. Oh, so it's got sulfur in it? I don't know if I went to Bath. I don't think I did, because I feel like I would have remembered. The chin washing bowl. You know what I mean, though? Like, when you look at it, you see a yarn bowl, but perhaps it was some form of... when you look through it, you can see the horizon. So it's actually a map of, you know what I mean? Like, you travel with this bowl, and then when you put your eye to the horizon, you can see certain points. Wherever the lines meet up is a location of some culturally significant artifact. So if you follow until your horizon looks like these bumps, and you end up at that line, you're going to be, like, that's what physical anthropology is. They would remake this bowl and try it for a whole bunch of different things for a whole bunch of different reasons, and they use the best that they come up with as this is what it was used for, but they don't know, you know what I mean? I like it. Looks like a bloodletting bowl, right? There you go. It's a bloodletting bowl, perhaps, or perhaps it's a chicken decapitation bowl, so that it's like you put your guillotine on the edge of the hole, put your chicken's head in there and chop it off. You don't know. I mean, it's for yarn. Just for those of you that don't know, and if the internet still exists and you find this bowl, my sister made it for me and it's for yarn. You just put yarn in there. But anyway, looks like a large shell, right? I love how it makes you realize how wrong we could be about the past. Sid, that was like my whole university degree was like, oh, we actually know nothing. We're filling in a whole lot of blanks. And this is with civilizations with written word. We still don't know what everything is. Like Egyptian stuff from ancient Egypt is like, they're still figuring it all out, even though they have like written language, which means there's a lot that can be figured out. Then I think like civilizations that had no writing and everything was passed via oral traditions, it all has to be figured out. They base it off of like what plants are growing within 100 kilometers of here. How many bodies of water are there within? Like, they have to look at the map in order to see what it was like at that time, to see what they might have been eating at that time, to see how this could have been used. You know what I mean? I think it's very interesting. I like physical anthropology. Anyway, Jane taking the waters. Minerally, gross, sulfurous. Bath is so lovely, but yeah, the water's pretty icky, meant to be good for you. I mean, they also thought like arsenic was good for you, and they put like cocaine in medicine. Anyway, I love how it makes you realize how wrong we could be. Sid, totally. If any of you have shells, put your ear against them and imagine the sound you can hear echoing between your eardrum and enclosed surface is the sea. Close your eyes and feel in heaven. Isn't that weird that it's just sound echoing between your eardrum and the shell, and your eardrum and the shell? Such a strange sound. Why I like laughing at ancient aliens, right? Because they're doing their best. Good morning, Scrappy. How's it going? Frida, Dave, I have to visit sometime. I've been to London, 3 weeks in Brighton, cool, English school, and worked in Scotland for a year. And radiation was good for you. Right, people took radium. It was like and people put radium inside of paint and made glow-in-the-dark watches with it. And the people who worked with the paint glowed in the dark, and no one was like, maybe that's not a good thing. But they did, and then their teeth rotted out of their face. I did 2 years of physical anthropology. I studied the behavior of certain primates. Oh, that's cool, to relate to how they might have found tools at the beginning. The physical anthropology that I did for my degrees was more less ancient than that, like more verbal tradition communities that no longer exist. I did a lot with Scotland and Ireland and... oh, where was the third place? There was a third place that had the same burial things, and it wasn't even in the UK. And people weren't known to have traveled, but they're like, well, they must have traveled with verbal traditions because they had the same burial rites 100 years later, very far away, as they did 100 years earlier in Scotland, like with the same symbols and stuff, which is cool. I live in the UK and I've never even been to them places. Amber, you gotta go. Have you been to Stonehenge? That one's a cool one. When you go there and you're like, oh, these are like really big rocks. They're like really big. Like you see pictures and you're like, those are some big rocks. But when you're physically there, you're like it takes a long time currently with our technology to build buildings as big as Stonehenge. And yet these are just solid pieces of rock that got moved here, which is crazy. Very interesting. Know their behavior compared to humans, evolution. Oh, that's cool too. Easily done, Amber, but maybe more of a chance to if abroad holidays are harder to go on now. That's true. Abroad holidays are probably fewer and farther between now. Amber, well, that's typical. I've missed a lot of nice places in Sweden, trying to visit around home more. Lund most recently. Oh, that's nice though, finding places in your own area. I feel like I've been to a lot of places in Ontario, but I like Ontario, so. No, never. Might have to go on a road trip when we can. Oh, that's so nice. Did you do Salisbury and Winchester as well as Stonehenge? Yes, we actually took a bus from Basingstoke to Stonehenge, so we had to, or did we take a train first? No, we took a train and then a bus. I know we were on a bus in Salisbury because I remember my parents were drinking wine and we were eating ham sandwiches, like a baguette, and we put ham on it and tore it into pieces and everybody got a piece. It was like it's like a very romantic family memory in my head. My mom and dad were singing da 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 Salisbury Hills, but they only knew like the first verse, so they just kept singing the first verse and the chorus, and it was adorable. But we took a bus for that portion, but I know we took a train at some portion because when we were on a train, we drove through a golf course and one of the windows on the train was open and a golf ball flew into the window. Like as we were driving, a golf ball, perfectly timed, came in and smacked my sister in the back, on like the back of her shoulder. She had like a big bruise and a welt from being hit by a golf ball while on a moving train. A very rare like occurrence, no doubt, to be hit by a golf ball on a moving train with only one window open in your car. Like, first of all, that person who hit her with the golf ball has no idea the hole in one that they actually got. They're like, oh, my ball is gone. But really, can you imagine? I want to visit Stonehenge so bad as a pagan, but I also find it really cringy how big a tourist spot it is. Really, Sid, it's not that big of a tourist spot. You have to travel pretty far out of your way to go there. And when we went there, there might have been 10 other people. There might have been 10 other people. And we were a family of 6. So, and it's a big area. Like now it's cordoned off. You can't go as close as you could. Like when we were there, we could go up and touch the stones. Or maybe we weren't allowed to, but I did. I definitely touched the stones. But there was nobody there. There were like 2 security guards. I'm sure there's more security now because people are like, they want to go touch the stones. But people-wise, just pick a day when it's supposed to be cloudy. Because if it's going to rain, nobody wants to go there, but it's so beautiful in the rain because then everything is so bright, dark green. It's like, we went on a rainy day and all of our pictures look so cold. It wasn't that cold. But no, there's nobody there on a rainy day because there just wasn't. When was this? To be fair, it was a while ago. My brother is 30 something now. Let me think. I think that means it would have been 15 years ago. Abigail, hold on. Blessed be the Stonehenge. Climbing up on Salisbury Hill, that is nearer Bath than Salisbury. Oh, well, good to know. Was she okay? Yes, she was okay. But also, are you crazy? It's just the solstice that it gets crazy for? I guess so, because it's not during not the solstice. We went in October, and in October it was not was nobody there. There was just nobody there. Like, we went on a bus to get there, and the bus drives you to, like, it's like a city bus. It's not like a charter for the Stonehenge bus, but we got off at Stonehenge, and we were the only ones that got off there. Like, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, yes, it was like about 15 years ago probably by this time, and so I'm sure things are different now that, like, the internet has spread the word of how cool it is to the rest of the world. But still, wine and ham sandwiches, what a combo. Dave, honestly, ham sandwiches and wine was like our main thing. Well, not our main thing was, I don't even know what our liquid was. It was probably water, but you could carry wine in Europe easily. So my parents would, and we weren't driving because public transport was so good. Like, my parents do not drink alcohol almost at all in Canada. Like, we very rarely, like maybe at Christmas, a glass of wine. I honestly, I don't think I've seen my dad drink alcohol except on vacations. Like, even at Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff, he doesn't drink. He just has pop or a coffee or something. It's just not his thing. And my mom will have like maybe a glass of wine or half a glass of wine at like those types of things. But like, when we were in England, since nobody was driving, they could have a glass of wine at Stonehenge, you know what I mean? Nobody was driving, and there was no chance for them to be driving because we didn't even bring a car to those places. Like, my mom had a car, I think. No, I don't even think we had a car in England. I think we only used public transport. Because in Basingstoke, the town that I lived in, the transport was amazing. It was like, it would come pick us up, like literally at the end of our street, like very close. And it would drive all through town, which was so cool because we were basically tourists living there for a year, right? So it was beautiful every time we got to go, and it dropped us off right at school, even though it was a city bus. But it stopped at the mall. Like, you could go anywhere on this one bus. It would take you all through town if you wanted to. I enjoyed it. Dave, that's so extremely rude. What's rude? What was the person doing that smacked a golf ball so hard? Hold on. Yes, so awful. Hold on. A colleague once was on crutches for over a year because someone pushed past her on the tube, and she tumbled down the escalator. Hope that person choked on their necklace. Jeez Louise. I don't hope that, but clearly I hope irresponsible people get karma. They must. You can't do bad things over and over again without having some repercussion from like the celestial bodies. I don't think so. What was a person doing smacking a golf ball so hard? It might have been a driving range. What I don't understand is how they, yeah, was it you, Frida? Were you playing golf and you lost your ball? No, but what I wonder is if it was a driving range, here the driving ranges all have like a net to catch the balls. So if that's the case, this person like hit a real hole in one. I wish we could have gone to them and been like, just so you know, you got like a Guinness Book of World Records shot. Have a great day. But we were on a fast moving train, so it was more like what happened, because nobody saw it, was just a loud noise, and then my sister was like on the ground with a welt on her, and then we had to find the golf ball. And anyway, the people, when we told the people on the train, I remember my parents were like, she just got hit by a golf ball. They were like, wow, that's lucky. It's like, lucky it wasn't her face. Like, what do you mean? We went to Stonehenge 3 years ago. It was a beautiful day and it was packed with people, but we loved it. Pick a rainy day in October, people, I'm telling you. Pick a rainy day in October. In all of my family photos at Stonehenge, there's nobody in the background. It was just us and big old stones. Dave, better, but I'm still not going around throwing pieces of plastic on chain baskets. I take Millicent for a walk instead. What happened? Ola has no one to play with here. Now he has switched to frisbee golf. He loves it, and my dad likes it too, but I'm horrible at it. Oh. I got distracted looking up custom notebook sites and went totally out of my head. Well, oh, did we actually go over my math issue with the front? I literally didn't notice if you went over it or not. Sid, we actually just simplified it. Menon, good morning. Bon matin, ma belle. Comment vas-tu? Bien. Je suis bien. It's not j'ai, it's not I have happy. I have good, I am good. Right? I know when you're hungry you say j'ai faim. Anyway, good morning, Menon. Nice to have you here. Also, because you're here, Menon, Menon, Alex has a coworker named Manon, and he was like, I wonder if Manon is the same Manon that I work with. And I was like, probably not, but just so you know. Anyway, was a train even more extraordinary? Yes, indeed. And Scrappy, my work had a pro golfer come out and give us personal private lessons, but I kept trying to hold the club like a bat. I played 10 years of softball. It was hard to retrain my hands. I'm just imagining, like, when you say pro golfer, the first thing, obviously, I think Tiger Woods, and I think of you being like, okay, I'm ready to hit the golf ball, and him being like, no, it's like the opposite of that. And you're like, okay. No, like this, and you're like, ready. Makes me, je vais bien. So, va is, hold on. Je vais, tu vas, il va, elle va, nous vaisons. Alex. Never mind. Either way, Manon, thank you. That's true, Scrappy. You can get too used to one thing or the other. It's true, like trying to learn guitar after learning bass, or trying to switch from bass to guitar. I think my first thing was a bass, and then the second one was like a regular 6-string guitar, and I couldn't figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know if that's true for other people, but you know, anyway. Anywho, did I say, is everybody that I said good morning to? Anyway, Freda Arsenal needs to sign him. Well, hold on. Just give Ola a sport and he'll be good at it. I'm not like that. Give me a sport and I'll probably hurt myself. I'm not a sportsy person. Sporty. Hey guys, don't forget to hit the like button. I see that there's a bunch of us here. Hit the like button. Click the one that looks like this. It's probably down here somewhere. Click it so it turns blue, and then we're on the same page. So yes, we figured out the math. Sorry, I didn't get to that answer yet. I got distracted. Sid, I got distracted too. Yes, we did figure out the math. The math is that you're just making a rectangle as tall as the rectangle that your front body piece is. So if your front body piece is 63 rows tall, you just do a 63 row rectangle. Because I think the lack of shaping around the neck is going to give us the drop shoulder look as opposed to a bunched back look, I think. Guitars, did you use a pick or bare thumb? I tried and struggled with both. I had to use a pick because my nails are always very short, and they always have been, so there was no ability to strum easily. I also played piano and violin, and I was sewing at the time still, like I was young, sewing, and like just a tomboy, like my hands were just always mangled, so I needed to use a pick. Je mange, tu manges, il mange, elle mange, nous mangeons, vous mangez, il mange, elle mange. Indeed. You forgot your S in il mange at the end, Maddie. There's an S at the end of il mange. Anyway. Dave, Scrappy, you can be both arty and sporty. Most sports stars love music, and a lot of musicians like sports. I'm more athletic than anything, Frida. I wanted to be artsy, but I was in sports. Yeah, I wasn't sporty. My parents put me in a lot of sports to try and... Oh, mangeant, E-N-T, ew, sorry. Thank you. I've been out of French class for a long time. How embarrassing. Thank you, Maddie. Here I am correcting you, and I'm the wrong one. You're not doing shoulder underarm shaping. I thought you were. Did you change it? No, we're not doing shoulder underarm shaping because that's going to change the position of the shirt to being a more structured like garment. But what we're going for, because the front is accommodating that, is like a slouched shoulder sort of look. Like a wide neck, like drop shoulder is the vibe. So if we do the armpit shaping, Scrappy, we were talking about it yesterday too. If we do the armpit shaping, then we may have a more structural garment because of that, and we don't want that. We're not aiming for that. So instead, we're going to just not do any neck shaping and attach at the shoulders at that rectangle, and it should sit higher on the back of your neck without puckering. That's the plan. No, my front is finished at the shoulder width already, but it's like 15 rows shy of the proper length. I don't know if I misread something or what. Now I'm not sure. Hold on. Your front is finished shoulder. The finished shoulder width already. Well, I wonder if, did you start at the right place? You probably did. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look at that differently than I was looking at the back. No, we didn't figure out the front. Sorry. What I'm saying is I was better at sports, but I had hoped I would be an artist, but I was not a great artist. Oh, okie dokie. Well, I wasn't any good at sports ever. I was never good at sports. Je vais, tu vas, il va, nous allons, vous allez, ils vont. Okay. So, aller. Hold on. Okay. Back in my brain. Maddie, I have a question. So I made the alkaline for the natural dye and my alkaline looks yellow. It's been a week and a few days. Well, Maddie, yellow is a good sign. Yellow means it's already quite alkaline. I noticed you used a very small jar, so there's a possibility yours is already ready to go. Usually it takes longer for that yellowish hue to show up. If you put your finger in that solution and you rub your fingers together and it feels kind of greasy or like there's soap on your hands, you know the feeling, like that weird sort of feeling when you have soap on your hands, wash your hands right away because it is a basic solution. You don't want to get that in your eyes or in your mouth. It's not going to burn you if you just touch it or anything though. If you touch it and rub your fingers together, if it feels kind of slimy, it's ready to use. Usually I just go by visual and say it's yellow, it's ready to go. That should be ready to go already. I usually do mine in a much bigger jar, Maddie, so mine takes a lot more time. I'm using a lot more water, and it's just a larger solution. Yours is much smaller, so I saw how much ashes you had in proportion to the water. I think yours is probably ready to go. Just be careful, wash your hands after you handle it because it is basic, so if you leave it on your skin, it can burn you. Sid, I'm doing 2x cast on 70 decrease at row 36. Hold on. Okay, decrease at row 36. And decrease every other row. Yes. Which brought you to 7 inches at what row do you know? Because I have 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 65, is that where we're at? Yeah, 65, right? Oh, 67. Start decrease at row 41. I have start decrease at row 36. Okay, so my decrease, so this pattern's still wronger. I still need fixing on that. Wronger. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna have to look at it again. 7 inches is at row 55. That's weird, because mine didn't do that. Obviously I did something different. Okay, at 55, because it's supposed to be... $36. Okay. And then I do it to row 63. How can it be there at that row? Mine doesn't get that way until 63. I'm going by one on Discord. Oh, 7 inches is at row 55. Okay, I'm gonna have to look at it again. All the sizes begin, yeah, to decrease at row 36, which I think might be the problem. I'm gonna have to look at it if that's all right. 36, 45, 54. That still seems odd. I'll have to look again. I didn't look. Under step 4, second line from the bottom. Yeah, 41 to 69 decreased to 7 inches. That's what I have on there. Hold on. Start decrease at row 41. Oh, no, you're right. Yup. No, you're supposed to start the decrease at 36. Because I do the explanation on the decrease. Like 37, repeat row 2, but until the final V, only 1 double crochet. Repeat row 2, repeat row 3, but in the final V, only 1 double crochet. Chain 3 and turn, repeat row 3. So it is starting at 37. I'm gonna have to do it again. I don't know what I did wrong. I'm gonna have to check. See the pic on Discord. Let me have a look. I just went in and pinned all your instructions and size chart on the Discord so it's easy to get from the bottom of the thread. Oh, good. Thank you. I don't know how to do any of that. I'm like a pinned a message. What is a message? Oh, perfect. Okay, and oh, now we're already back at the bottom. Can you not? And see if I'm missing. Candace, you said you posted something. See the pic on Discord of the instructions. I have the instructions. I thought originally you told me to start decreasing at row 48. I might have misunderstood you. I mean, I might have misunderstood myself. So I'm gonna have to look again because so Katina, you don't decrease it, you just stop earlier in the row. So you only decrease from one side by stopping, and then you go up, go back a full row, come up, and then come back to that same stitch but 1 stitch earlier, if that makes sense. Here it is. What's a KitchenAid? I see a KitchenAid. What is it? And Dina, Katina, I'm curious about that too. So I'll draw out what I mean when I'm saying that, but you'll start a new row and make your way all the way to the end of that row minus 1 stitch. You'll stop 1 stitch before the end of the row, then you'll chain up 3 like normal, turn around, do an entire row, chain up 3 like normal, do the whole row except for that last stitch again. So what I'm wondering is, what I might have to do is make it every 4th. I'm ruthless with the trolls today, thank you. Oh, the joys of pattern designing. I know this struggle well. I don't. This is the first time I'm trying to make sizes. Normally I would just like make the thing and be like, here's what I did, like hope it works out, but I'm trying to make it actually sized, and I thought I understood, but I guess I'm not nearly where I thought I was in terms of it. What's with the trolls today? I don't know, we're so cool that the trolls want to hang out with us, that's all. But thank you, Frida, for being ruthless. And thank you, Sid, for pinning the messages so that they're easy for us to find. I'm gonna have to look again. So I thought you originally told me to start decreasing at 48. Well, I started decreasing at 37 for mine. So I'm gonna have to get back to you guys. Trolls, everyone is bored and fed up of this year, and now they're seeking other ways to entertain themselves. Really annoying. Yeah, everyone is fed up with this year. Every time Alex and I talk about it, we're like, let's just scratch 2020. Let's just do it again. We all get to celebrate our last year's birthday. Like, I'll be 28 again next year. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just do the whole year over again, and this, just scrap it. Just scrap 2020. We'll try again. We'll try again next year. I think that's a good idea. Actually, while we're hanging out, if you guys are okay with it, I can try and figure out some math while we chit chat. Because I want to figure out what we did wrong here. You know what I'm trying to say. All right. Matthew McConaughey, anyone? We could do the sexy man discussion, sexy lady discussion. Talk about Tilda Swinton again. Break me off a piece of that. All right. I just have to get Alex into Tilda Swinton, and then everything will be fine. Okay. So for le front. So now that we don't have shaping for the back, it's going to be easier. Crochet or fabric and needle and thread. What are people's quilting preferences? Crochet or fabric and needle and thread. What are people's quilting preferences? If I'm receiving a quilt or making one for myself, I'll sew it. But if I don't know. We need to redo 2020. Good. I'm glad. That's not just me then, Dina. Cool. We'll redo it. We'll start next year. I get to be in my 30s for one more year. Yeah, exactly. I think that's fair. I don't want to stress you out. I still haven't heard back from that Etsy vendor about my hood pattern that is janky AF. You're good at the communication, Laura. Well, let's be honest. It's because we have a live stream where we talk every day. Am I good at communication otherwise? Probs not very good at communication otherwise. So I appreciate your kindness. However, 4, 8, 12. However, I politely disagree. I don't think I am very good at communication, if I'm honest with ya. All right, so let's do my pattern, because pattern writing is fun. Everybody likes it. So fun. Are you having fun? Everyone was so excited about 2020, but it wasn't having it. Right, Katina? Literally, I was like, 2020, it's going to be the year of clarity. Like, I was literally saying that at the beginning of this, or the end of last year. 2020 is going to be the year of clarity. I'm going to see clearly the future. It's coming. We're going to get married. 2020, such a good year to get married, because then it'll be really easy to remember your anniversary. So good. Literally the whole world is on fire, so thanks for nothing, 2020. Appreciate it. So nice of you. Okay, so I'm gonna make, okay, just hold on. You guys just hold on a second. Why are you rushing me right now? Okay, we've got, it's 2 inches. No, we'll just draw all the way down. Just chill, all right? Everybody just breathe. It's gonna be okay. Okay, so if this is 4 inches, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4.5. If that's 9, if that's 4 inches, then that is 2 inches, right? Cool. Which means that's where we're stopping. We're stopping at 8. And then we're gonna be, what? We're gonna be at 8 inches, and then by the time we're at row, just breathe, buddy. All right, so we've got 4, 8, 12, 16. Look at you, so good. I'm good at math. Scrappy, I'm 48, and my doctor said I have a spine of an 80-year-old. Thanks. Thanks. I feel really great about that. Thanks, doctor. That helps. Do you have anything to fix that, or are you just telling me? Cool. I feel young, but my body pains make me feel like I'm way older. Yep. Scrappy, yeah. Can I have a refund? That was not helpful information. It's like, I went to the doctor about my tendinitis, and I was like, so what do? And she was like, you have to wrap up your ankle when it gets painful. And I was like, will it what, does that fix it? And she was like, here are anti-inflammatory medications. So when it starts to be really inflamed, you take these. And I'm like, cool. How long until it's better? And then the doctor was like, it isn't. That's just what it is. You just have a bad ankle. That's what it is now. And I'm like, that was never a thing. I don't remember being 15 and being like, oh, I have a sore back. And now it's like every day I'm like, I have to go for a little walk because my poor back is sore. Like, why? I'm not even, so rude. Anyway, Katina, I'll be 47 next month. Happy almost first birthday because, next year you're going to do it again. But I feel 102. Dina, I don't care how old you are in numbers, but I do care about how old you feel. And 102 is not a good number. Oh, hugs. Frida, you nice lady. Dina, you're young, fresh, sweet, and awesome and adorable. We love you. Oh, so sweet. I still feel about 16, but that's probably because of the autism and me not understanding anything. I mean, 16's not so bad. Sid, I was like, election? Yeah, probably the worst year ever. Probably, if it even happens, right? Because it could be like a state of emergency. We need to delay the election. You know who delays elections? Dictators. Because it's never a delay, it's always a cancellation, but they can't say that because that would be obvious. Life is a lemon and I want my money back. This year, seems like it. Life is a minestrone. When I used to read and my sister used to read, she used to say minestrone because we never heard it out loud. So she didn't know it was minestrone, and I thought that was very funny. What we were all thinking as kids, right? What were we thinking, Dina? I just want to grow up. I want to be able to stay up until all night long. You won't. You won't. I wish that at 15 somebody had said to me like, LOL, when you are old enough to stay up as late as you want, you won't. You just won't. You'll stay up until it's bedtime and then you'll go to bed. No, I'll stay up all night long. I'll eat whatever I want, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you're going to want to eat salad because it makes you feel better, and you'll want to go to bed at 9 because you have to work in the morning. That's what it'll actually be. Okay, let me see. 4, 8, 12, 16. Oh, we're short one block here. Herm. How do we do this, Laura? How do we math? How do you math? Does anyone know how to math? Okay. We do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. I'm an expert pattern designer, you guys. I'm just sitting here doing math, making a pattern. I don't know why I'm being sarcastic, because I actually am making a pattern, but I'm not an expert pattern designer. I think that's where the sarcasm is. Sarcasms. Okay, so we know what we want to be doing. Okay, I always wanted to stay a kid forever. I was like, why the heck would I want to work and pay taxes and have bills? And I was the opposite. I was like, I want to have a car. I want to be able to go wherever I want, whenever I want. And I was like, I have a car and I just don't. I go wherever I want, which is mostly home. Like, I'm going to do all these crazy things, and now I'm here and I'm like, I actually would rather just do a couple of, like, cool things, you know? I used to be the person that would cliff dive and bungee jump. Now I'm in so much pain. My highlight is when my pain level gets down to a 5. That sounds awful. That sucks. Cliff diving also, no thanks. That's scary. I don't like diving I don't like going from high places to very low places very quickly. Anyway, I'm not a big fan of huge roller coasters. I'm not a fan of the idea of bungee jumping, of cliff diving, of, what's it called when you just jump out of a plane? Skydiving, base jumping. Any of those, when you're actively throwing yourself from a high place to a low place in a very quick amount of time, I just don't understand it. I feel like I've always been able to an adult. Hold on. I feel like I've always been able to be an adult. I was spoiled, but my mother made me independent. Well, that's good. Spoiled and independent. That's like the dream. I want to spoil my children, but I also want them to succeed as an adult. It's risky because if you spoil your kid, you could end up with a crappy adult. You never know, you know? You don't know, you know? 4, 8, 12, 16. 4, 8, 12, 16. Okay, so 16 is where we're finishing, and we want to finish on 4, 8, 12, 16. So we're starting up here, come down to there, 4, 8, 12, and we want to finish at here. All right, so that's our goal. Here's the plan. I've got the plan, Stan. Hopefully that'll work. Dave, thanks for the heads up. Oh, what did Dave say? Dina, never read my messages with a hot or straining beverage in your mouth or hand. Never read my message with a hot or staining beverage. Oh, what did Dave say? Let's be besties. I prefer Costa coffee. Hold on. Life is a minestrone served up with Parmesan cheese. Death is a cold lasagna suspended in deep freeze. LOL. That's funny. Dave, thank you. Hold on. I don't go to bed early. Well, I definitely do. Dina, I'm waiting for that moment when I feel like an adult. The best part of being an adult, though, is getting to buy whatever you want at the grocery store. Seriously, though, Frida, that is the thing that you didn't know that you needed when you were a kid. That wasn't on the list of, when I'm a grown-up, I'm going to eat whatever I want, but nobody's going to tell me that I can't buy 4 boxes of Oreos. I can. But also, I can buy guava because I want to. You know what I mean? Anyway. Dave, may have sounded rude, but it's hilarious now. Thanks for the laugh. Glad I didn't sip my coffee as I read it. Talking of not knowing how to pronounce things as a kid. Yep, Grand Prix. Yep. I always wanted to stay a kid forever. I will say, not needing permission to go to a friend's or the movies or shopping is awesome. That feeling when you realize it's totally legal for you to buy liquor for yourself for the first time, right? And you have your ID ready and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And then you buy it and nobody cares. And you're like, oh, it's just another thing that now I can buy. I still get ID'd, especially when I dress up girly. When I dress up like a hobo, I don't get ID'd, but when I'm looking like feminine, I always get ID'd. So there's a life hack. If you're trying to buy booze and you're underage, just go in looking like super trashy. And by trashy, I mean like just not kempt. Go in not kempt. Oh, Sandy's here. Good morning, Sandy. Nice to see you this morning. Happy to have you. Yes, I technically, Scrappy said, had everything handed to me, but she was good at teaching me I had to work, get a 4.0 to go to college while in high school and take care of my little brother. And then you ended up a normal and well-rounded human being, which is great. So that means spoiling can work. Frida, laundry is stressful but therapeutic too. I love washing bedding and hanging it up to dry naturally in the summer. It smells heavenly and helps me sleep so well when it's a hot night. I have like a love-hate with laundry. I don't know. For me, it's like I love having all the clean laundry, and if I'm like in a laundry mood, I love it. But if I'm not in a laundry mood, you know. I now love laundry. It was just standing there not having a clue what to do. Now I'm very specific about it. Ola doesn't know how the washing machine works because I won't let him. Yeah, Alex doesn't sort the laundry like how I do. Oh, Poppy laid her egg. Can you hear her? That's Poppy screaming. But yeah, he doesn't know how to sort the laundry. He's the person where if there's a pile of laundry, he'll pick up about what fits in the laundry bin and the laundry machine and just puts it all in and washes it all on cold, which is fine because everything we have can be washed on cold now because we have a cold water machine. But even though you're supposed to wash everything on cold, because our machine is good for it and our laundry detergent is good for it, when it's sheets and towels, I have to have them washed on hot because in my brain it has to be, it just needs to. And I add a little bit of bleach, even though I do not have to, I just do. So I do a little bit of bleach and hot water for sheets and towels. Everything else can be washed cold in my opinion, but that's how I do it. And I also separate it, like underwear and socks is one load. And like tank tops can go in underwear and socks, but a hoodie cannot go in underwear and socks. A towel, if there is only one, can go in underwear and socks, but a towel can also go with jeans. But jeans cannot go with knitwear. You know what I mean? Like, it's, for me, it's like, It seems obvious, but it's not apparently completely obvious to everyone. So there's that. Okay, if that's row 36, that can't be row 36. Can it? Started from the bottom, now we're here. Okay, if we're only going 1 inch down, that's 2 inches. So 1 inch is going to be 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 4 inches. And what do you play, Frida? Does anyone in here not have a tumble dryer and struggle in the winter to dry clothes? I do have a tumble dryer. My parents have a dryer that is a dryer and a washer, which is interesting. My husband and I play video games, board games, I don't know. Scrappy, that's cute though. I like that. I guess I had a great mom. She had me doing laundry at 6. Wow. I wanted to grow up, but to be able to play with kids' toys, I can. Fact. Yes, you can, and you don't destroy them, which is super, because when I was a kid, I was very, like, unintentionally destructive, you know? Oh, my poor back. I think I did it wrong. I'm gonna have to think about this for a while. This is, like, not working. This pattern writing while talking thing. I think I need to like stare at it quietly, which as you guys may know is not my strong point. It's not where I excel, sitting quietly. Actually, we're playing Borderlands. Oh, that's cute. You're video game people too. When I was a kid, we hung the sheets out in the sunshine. I loved laundry, loved the smell of freshly dried sheets. I want to do that. We don't have a laundry, what is that called? A clothesline? We don't have a clothesline here. That'd be fun though. I bet we could just hang one up from a couple of trees. Maybe in the front yard though, because the backyard's where the chickens are. I don't want to accidentally get chicken poo smell on my sheets. When I was a kid, I felted so many things in the dryer. Yeah, when I was a young adult, earlier young adult, I shrunk a lot of things in the dryer. Aw, thank you. When you talk about laundry, you are very funny when you talk of your laundry. But it's true, Manon. Tu es tellement drôle quand tu parles de ton lavage. Je parle en français, people, didn't you know? But anyway, it's true though. You have to have organization with laundry. I don't like the idea of just throwing in all the things together because like I want my jeans to all get washed together because then I have all my jeans like folded at the same time. Plus, no one wants to do socks and underwear multiple times. You know what I mean? If it's all in one load, you pair up the socks once, you fold your underwear once, and you put it in the drawer and you're done. Also, Alex's tank tops and my like little string tank tops also go with underwear. So everything that goes in the underwear drawer is clean and dry and goes away all at the same time. That's why it's a tumble dryer, because clothes size tumble in it. Yeah, they do tumble down for sure. Oh no, Scrappy, last night I felt very sick. I had every symptom of the Rona, which of course is like every other sickness. At least it's like a bunch of other sicknesses, you know? But I'm sorry that you had sickness last night. Are you feeling better this morning? Dave, I hang most of my clothes on one of those fold away indoor hangers anyway. The dryer is a bit hard on delicate clothes. Indeed it is. That's why when I sew my clothes, I sew them very like aggressively so that I can put them in the washing machine because I hang my dresses to dry, but I mean, I don't want to wash them by hand. I did wash, oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys, I did a grown-up thing without even sharing about it. Did it even really happen? Did it even really happen? I washed all of our wool sweaters. All of them. I soaked all of them in our bathtub. I filled the bathtub up with wool wash and water, soaked all of them for like an hour and a half, and then I like made sure everything was clean, unplugged the bath and put all of them out to dry on a like, well, what it actually is a bed frame with no mattress on it. So the IKEA slats are perfect for drying clothes on. Ow! That's not an itchy spot, that's a cut. Anyway, so I washed all of our wool sweaters. Everything is clean. Nothing smells like a campfire anymore. Also, the amount of like actual dirt that came off of them, I think that it must have been the natural dye coming out of some of the naturally dyed stuff, because there was like physical color coming out of the sweaters and it was all browns. And I washed 2 naturally dyed with black walnut sweaters in there, so I think that probably is what it is, but I'm not sure 100%. I'm not well today, but I think I have a summer cold starting. Oh, Nikki, I'm sorry. I hope that you'll feel better. A summer cold is the worst because it's so nice out and feeling crappy is awful. I'm sorry, Nikki. That sucks. Scrappy and Nikki, both sick. I'm having difficulty breathing and I'm exhausted. I'm not coughing like I was, but I'm so tired. I think I'm gonna go back to sleep before I start work. Oh, Scrappy, that's awful and scary. Definitely, like, is hubby home right, like, this week? Or is hubby back at work? Just put on, like, a timer to wake yourself up every couple of hours just to check your own symptoms so that you don't wake up, like, dead to the world in, like, a couple of hours. Not literally, but, like, figuratively. Hi. And take things that make you feel... I don't even know. Yeah, I know it's not the Rona, but my sister was like, if you feel this tomorrow, we're driving to go get you a test. Okay, a bit dramatic, but I'm exhausted and I'm never tired. Scrappy, honestly, what's the harm of getting a test? The best thing it'll do is tell you you're not sick and that you can just be sick for a few days. The worst case scenario is that it gives you a positive and now you have to go get treatment. Like, or maybe you don't, maybe you just still go home. I don't know what the situation is where you're at. Shirley, you're scrappy. Shirley, you're crappy. Nikki, sorry, you're icky. Love and hugs and well wishes to you both. Dave, that's funny. Scrappy, sorry, you're not crappy. Typo. No, you're not crappy. You're feeling crappy. No, he's back at work. I don't like people around me when I'm sick. Relatable. I want attention, but don't come near me, and I don't want you to touch me. When I'm sick, I just want someone to come in and go, oh, I'm so sorry, and then leave me in my quiet time. Get better soon, my friends. Oh, V's here. Hi, V. Good morning. Well, good that you don't like people around when you're sick, so you can be alone in, as my mom would say, wallowing in self-pity. That's what I do when I'm sick. I'm sure that's not what you're doing because you're, like, tough, but what I do is oh, poor me. That's the main symptom of me getting sick. If I'm getting a cold, if I'm getting any illness, the first symptom is like that. That's that. I'm taking OTC meds, but I'm going to log out. I honestly feel very exhausted. Okay, yeah, go to sleep. Yes. No, I hate attention when I'm sick. Okay, Scrappy, then we won't talk about it, but also feel better and take care of yourself, and maybe if you can, check in with us at some point today so that we know you're okay. Oh, Alex! He can't hear me, Manon. I'll let him know that you're not the one who works with him. Ton chum. Is he just my chum? What a bum. What a bummer. What's husband? Can we just call him my husband because we've been together like 9 years and we're not getting married because of the Rona? Bras and underwear shouldn't be dried in the dryer either. True, Dina. But I definitely dry my bras and underwear in the dryer because I don't care. Also, I only have one bra that goes in the wash anymore, and it's like a sports bra with no underwire. I used to hate having my temperature measured with an oral thermometer in my mouth or under my arm. When feeling so feverish, it's the worst thing. I just don't like to be touched when I have a fever. Like, don't come near me. It feels gross to have any physical contact. I don't want my own skin touching my skin. Like, I'll put like a blanket between all of my skin. There will be like a blanket or a pillow between my legs, a blanket under my arms. Like, I don't want any skin on skin contact. I want to just not have that happen. He was so sorry that he hasn't been more understanding all these years when I had to go get them done. He said, that hurts, Sandy, right? Well, first of all, sorry that he had to get a mammogram. That's stressful. But also, a good side note is that he learned about one of the things that we have to get done like every year. I get them done every time I have my annual checkup, and on the times I had a mammogram before I was allowed to get my IUD, and I get a mammogram whenever I'm doing my... what's it called? OBGYN visit. What's it called? My Pap, when I get a Pap test. at my annual physical and when I got my IUD in, right? We have to get it often enough. I hope everything's okay. Yeah, of course. Underwear is a pain to hang. Takes bloomin' ages to do. Ha, ha, bloomers. And Frida, yes. Scrappy, take care of yourself. Nikki, take care of yourself. Feel better, both of you. Obviously that doesn't make you feel better, but we care about you, so hopefully that helps. You cannot tell husband because you're not married. But like, man, can't we just pretend? Like, if we break up at this point, we can do all of the things that you do in a divorce. Like, I could fight for half of all of our stuff. I wouldn't because I'm not breaking up with him. But I mean, like, we've been together long enough that we do our taxes as one. I don't know. Could there be like another word for that? Like, common law spouse sucks. That's not fun to say. Hope Mr. Right is okay. Aw. Oh yes, he's fine. Just much better informed than he was before. Good. They say your spouse will find a mass before you will. Never had a mammogram done. Really? It's an age thing. I'll probably be called when I turn 40. Oh, here it's just like it's just part of my physical is they do that. And it's like I get a blood test, a mammogram. But that's, to be fair, I also have PCOS, so maybe they do a few extra things, but I don't know if they would do anything extra to your boobs because your ovaries are questionable, you know? But either way, I do get one at Pap tests, or before a Pap test. I get one with a physical. If it's common law, it's your husband. Well, it is common law. My man, yeah, my man. Yeah, if it's common law, if it's your husband, then Alex, you're my husband.
Yeah.
He says yeah, so it's all good. Sandy, glad he's good. Yes, that is good. I don't know. I don't know what they need to do a mammogram for. My boobs are tiny. It's like you'd physically see something if there was something wrong. But in addition, I'm also very physical with my body. I would very much know if anything happened. I've had one yearly due to cancer I had at 23. Wow. Well, Nikki, good job beating cancer. Sorry that you had cancer at 23. That's awful. And at any time is awful, but I feel like it's, you know, it's awful. But also good that you're getting one yearly. Good to keep yourself safe. I told him to be glad he didn't have to go get a Pap test done. Yeah! Not great. Isn't 8 years common law marriage? 1 year living together, Katina. 1 year cohabitating in the same residence is common law. And we've been together for 9, so we're good. Yes, after 1 year of cohabitating, not as roommates, like 1 year of 2 people living together as a couple, you are considered common law in Canada. Laura, I don't think it has to do with boob size. No, I think so too. He really loves you. Yes, indeed. A mammogram. In the USA, we don't start doing mammograms until you're 40 unless you have a family history. I don't know why they just do mine regularly then. Because I don't have a family. I mean, like, my aunt had breast cancer. But she's the only one that's ever had it in our family. And that my doctor, it's like, I don't know that it's in my doctor's information. But whatever, if my doctor wants to do it, then it's not creepy because it's a medical thing, so it's fine. I'm waiting to have the argument with my new doc about not needing a Pap. I mean, if you have a uterus, probably a good idea to get a Pap, regardless of if it's something that you like having or not like having, or that you're not meant to have or that you do. If you have a uterus, or if you have a cervix. Maybe if you have a cervix. Man, I don't know. They do a swab in your general region, deep, and it hurts later. That's all I know. It's in your cervix. So if you have a cervix, get a Pap. If they say you should, you should. Yeah, that's enough to start early though for some docs. Fair. Love you, Nikki. Feel better. Or Canada. Or it could be Canada. Gotta go to Bible study. Bye, Tracy. Have a good rest of your day. Enjoy Bible study. Or Canada's recs are different. Could be. I honestly don't know. But Sid, if you need to get... No, I'm not sexually active. You still need to get a Pap test. Pap test is not only for if you're sexually active. Pap test is also for... like cervical cancer and stuff. Even if you're not sexually active, having it checked for abnormality is a good thing. I have 0 risk factors for HPV. HPV is not the only thing they check for a Pap. Paps are for other stuff. They check your cell health and stuff. It's like microscope stuff, right? It's not just for HPV. Right? Right? Uh-oh, I said that so confidently and then immediately I was like, right? So hold on. Why do I need a Pap test? Recommended for women who are at an average risk of cervical cancer. 21 to 29, it's required once every 3 years. 30 to 65, required every 3 years, and Pap, if sexually active, Pap smear and HPV test. So there you go. No, the Pap is just an HPV swab. Oh, okay, so a Pap smear, then. Smear, what a yucky word. Okay, so Pap tests are not useful for women who have had their cervix removed during a hysterectomy unless the hysterectomy was done because there were cancer or precancer cells in the cervix. So if you're between 30 and 69, the guideline is to have a Pap test every 3 years for the cervical cancer risk. From age 21 to 29, the recommendation is every 3 years if you're sexually active. So there you go. Cancer cells. My mom is 63 and she has HPV. Almost everybody has HPV, Katina. They just don't test everybody for it because a lot of people are asymptomatic. Like if you are not, if your mom knows she has HPV, it's because she got tested. You might say, you don't have HPV, but if you got tested, you'd find out you did. Not necessarily, but like it's a lot of people have HPV and it does very little or nothing to them. So just fun fact, a lot of people have HPV. I've never had to be tested because I've never had any symptoms, but literally a lot of, well, I don't talk to a lot of guys about sex stuff, but a lot of girls that I know have HPV, like more than I would originally have thought. So it's a pretty common thing. Anyway, it screens for abnormal cells. Indeed, Lori. Right now, I'm continuing my laundry. And by the way, my man is the first week. Hold on. By the way, my man. It's the first week he talks to his wife, so he's your husband. Have a good day, everyone. Hold on. To le premier semaine, il m'appelle his wife. So he's your husband. Have a good day. Oh, bye, man, and have a good rest of your laundry, and thank you. My mom is 63, and a pelvic isn't needed if you're not sexually active and have no symptoms, and Rex always assume a person is sexually active because asexual erasure, yay. And also because if you have a cervix, you can't be trusted. That's the other reason. So if you go in and you're like, no, I definitely am not sexually active, they're like, let me just take a pregnancy test. And you're like, no other genitals have come near my genitals. We'll just do a pregnancy test just in case. No, like we don't need to do a pregnancy test because there is no risk of pregnancy. Doesn't matter because the only reason your period would stop at 16 is because you're pregnant. Incorrect. Virgin. So it was polycystic ovarian syndrome. But anyway, I don't know how many pregnancy tests doctors had done on me between the ages of like 15 and 18, and I hadn't had sex yet for any of those times. Any of that. HPV, it's a virus that can cause cancer or cause nothing or cause herpes. It can, but doesn't, or it can cause something. There's a vaccine. You can get the vaccine still. What is HPV? Let me not give you terrible advice with like my made up information from what I've heard. HPV is the most common sexually transmitted infection. HPV is a different virus than HIV and HSV. 79 million Americans, most in their late teens and early 20s, are infected with HPV. There are many different types of HPV. Some can cause health problems, including genital warts and cancers. Some cause literally nothing. Literally nothing. It's a group of viruses. Some symptoms can be anywhere. The vulva, cervix, for men it can be on the penis or scrotum, or they can appear all around the anus or groin. So it's not great. No, it's a different virus, right, but it can cause, sorry, not herpes, it can cause genital warts. It can, because there are a lot of them. Yay, right? Misogyny, right? What's worse, Sid, is that it's female doctors. All of them have been female doctors that I've dealt with, and when I've said, no, I have not been sexually active. Do you have a boyfriend? That's unrelated to if I've been sexually active or not, but yes, I have a boyfriend. How long have you two been together? Almost 2 years. Well, then we'll do a pregnancy test. But he's never been near me naked because I'm a good Christian girl at 16. So, rude. Anyway, rude. Lunch delivery, I have the best husband, not because of that, but you know, I mean, it helps, Frida. Also, too much trauma for it to ever be worth it for me. Fair enough. I wonder how that worked. My girls have had the HPV vaccine. Well, they're good then. And Manon said, now I'm going to continue my washing. Big hug. And by the way, my man, from the first weeks he called me his wife. Thanks, Sandy, for correcting that. And I got the laundry part, just the husband part I didn't get. Sid, yay, right? Misogyny. But I have no risk factors at all for any strange congenital warts, which are the ones they found to cause cervical cancer. Fair. HPV is a group of viruses, all of which cause various types. I actually have one strain because I have plantar warts on my foot. Interesting. They can all cause warts. They just may not show up if your immune system is strong enough. Interesting. I don't deal with male doctors generally. Yeah, I haven't really. The only male doctors I've dealt with have been the specialists for Alex's skin stuff, and every time they don't make eye contact with me, and I'm like, oh, I'm his like medical advocate. You can talk to me about it. And Alex is like, I don't like talking to doctors and I don't trust them, so if you could talk to both of us, that'd be great. And it's like never the case. They're always like, they always make it look like I'm forcing my way into the appointment, when in reality, Alex prefers my support there because he doesn't do well with doctors. So I remember the questions that he actually wants to ask. Do you know what I mean? Like, we discuss things together, and people are like, you're young and you're not married, therefore you're a pushy girlfriend. And I'm like, no, this person doesn't want to talk to you, so I'm trying to make sure that he says everything that he wanted to say. Thanks, though. Yes, HPV vaccine works. It's actually made my plantars much less severe than they would sans vaccine. Interesting. Should we talk about something different? Why is that? I mean, sure. Although it's 9:37, it's time to go. Good morning, I'm having some aged Swiss cheese and crackers for breakfast. That's nice. That sounds like a lovely breakfast. Add a couple of grapes in there. Now you got yourself a very, very minimal charcuterie board. Laura, when I came in, you were designing something. What are you designing? Sandy, I'm trying to figure out the design for a vest. I made a mistake, so there's that. I always bring someone to take notes for me since I'm overwhelmed and misunderstand things. Good, Frida. Alcy, being an OB nurse for 29 years, I've had a few young girls show up in the ER with belly pain that have said they've never, ready to deliver. Well, okay, Alcy. I guess, fine, but like, I guess. That's true. It just feels irritated. I love aged Swiss cheese and grapes. Good. Sorry made you uncomfortable, Maddie. Yes, Maddie, not meant to make you uncomfortable at all. Sexism is so yuck, indeed. Yarn it out. Love your top, Laura. Thank you. This is actually a dress. But I like it too because it's like so elastic. I don't need to wear anything with it. It's just like a full outfit. But don't want anyone to be uncomfortable, so apologies if our discussions made you uncomfortable. That being said, I do think that sex ed discussions and increasing my information about what I know about my own physical anatomy is always a welcome discussion. So what I will say is if we get into discussions that make you uncomfortable, might be a good idea to leave for that discussion, because I don't want to stop discussions that I think are valuable. And I think discussions about the medical sexism, I don't know if that's what you'd call it, and also about sexual health in general, I do think they're important. So maybe what I'll do is like, I'll content warning if we're getting into a conversation like that, like, hey, if you're under 16 and you don't want to listen to, or if you're under if you just don't want to listen to sex stuff, then I'll make an announcement next time maybe. We have to talk openly about things, I think. I think so too. I don't want it to be something that's uncomfortable as a general discussion, but Maddie, I'll do a little content warning. Sorry, I was AWOL for a few minutes. That's okay, Dave. You arrived right on time for me to get out of here, but I do get your point. Elsie, I appreciate that, but I also appreciate the fact that you've seen, and I'm sure those doctors that I've interacted with have seen, but it's like when I'm at my 4th specialist and they have the paperwork from the 3 previous specialists, you know, you'd think they would be like, well, she's had 3 previous pregnancy tests and all of them came up as negative. Let's do 1 more. You know what I mean? Anyway, I did a video about the book Queen V's. It's a must read for all women. Check it out. Well, not an advertising location, yarn it out. But that's my whole statement. It's good info to know, and you shouldn't be scared to talk about it or learn about it. Info is power. That's true. Knowledge is power. But anyway, friends, it is 9:41. I am going to head out. Piper Dow. Hi, Laura. I just started making my first ever cardigan using your video. Well, Piper, if you finish the cardigan, join our Discord. It's in the description down below. I would love to see a picture of it. I really would, because all of the Fancy Nancy cardigans are coming out really good, so I'd love to see it. For example, I believe we don't talk openly about underwear enough. As I said to someone in here who makes underwear, that would be Frida. It's the most important clothing we wear for our reproductive organs and for our health. Indeed we do. Indeed it is. So, yeah. Oh yeah, if I get lip about just doing a phone appointment, I'm just gonna tell them to look at my dang chart. Look at my chart. Hello everyone, late today, finally got my haircut. Yay! Nancy, do you love your haircut? Or are you like, what do I look like? Haven't looked like this in months. So, Dave, lol, but yes. Birdie's with my ear to say. That's fair. Understood, yarned it out. I'm just letting you know. Don't, please. Dave, lol, but yes. Love you too, toodles everyone. Oh yes, but no shade or anything like that. Have a great day, everyone. Hope it turns out fantastic. Love yourself. Frida, I agree. Everybody have a great day. Wash your hands. Drink some water. Be nice to your pets because they are your #1 fan. Are you my #1 fan? Yeah, okay, cute. No, I've been refused. Be kind, drink water, wash your hands, toodles, and see you in the afternoon. Yes, I will be back here at 4 p.m. Eastern time. I will be back to chillax, to hang out, and to hopefully give you the updated information on this pattern. Hopefully I'll have it right by then. Apologies, Sid. You might have to frog a couple of rows. I'm really sorry if that's the case. Hopefully I'll figure it out and it won't be as big of a edit as I'm looking at right now. But last, before we leave today, thank you to my June patrons, Crystal, Susan, Lori, Teresa, Abigail, Barbara, and Anna, and my July newest patron, Dave from Dave on a Rave. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon. If you support people on Patreon, look down in the description below. After the link for our Discord server, which I would love if you joined us on, there's also a link to my Patreon, so check it out. Anyway, guys, I'll see you at 4 p.m. back here. Same place, same channel. Love you all. Have a great day. Bye.